Item A, which is Super Eagles World Cup qualification. Zero your mind. Zero your mind. Close your eyes. It's the hope that will kill you. You understand? Take away the hope first. As you are entering this 2025, take the hope, cut it away.
2024 has come to an end, and we're here to discuss about what Nigerian football achieved in the year 2024 and what are the expectations for the year 2025. My name is T, and this is Crossfire, brought to you by LiveScoreBet. And here with me is Tunde and Tosin to discuss this. Tunde, how do you think Nigeria football performed in 2024?
I know there's a cloud of negativity surrounding Nigeria football. By that, I'm referring to just Tosin. But just generally speaking, I think that it was actually a good year for Nigeria football. If we stop being so Super Eagles centric, even if you want to go Super Eagles alone, like we actually had one of our best AFCONs at this since we won it. That's the highest second place finish, even though losing the final is not ideal, but second place finish is the best we've done since 2013 when we actually won it. So I would say that alone should cover for the rest of the year, even though the rest of the year was not great from a Super Eagles perspective. But yeah, like I said, step away from the Super Eagles side of things, go to the Super Falcons. Awarded the best female national team for the year 2024 by CAF in the CAF Awards because of the kind of year that they had. Even still sticking with women's football, the Flamingos and the Falconets had great years as well, representing Nigeria in international tournaments and holding their own. So generally speaking, I think that Nigeria football as a whole had a solid year. Even when you look away from the national team and go to club football, like the Nigeria Premier Football League, actually had a decent year. The 23-24 season ended with Rangers winning the league, and then you look at this ongoing season that already gathering momentum, lots of away wins. The teams are actually performing well. I think that Nigeria football as a whole, the entire package of Nigeria football, because lots of people are very, very Super Eagles centric. When you hear Nigeria football, you just think of the Super Eagles. There's a lot more happening in Nigeria football than Super Eagles. There's the under 17 men's team, that's the Golden Eaglets. There's the Flying Eagles, the under 20, even the Olympic team. Even though those ones, the Olympic team, the Chan team, they don't have a great year. But as a whole, Nigeria football, I think that's solid 6-7/10 in my opinion. Maybe I'm being too optimistic. I'm sure Tosin will let me know.
Tosin, do you agree with what Tunde has said? We have a different opinion.
I'm someone who has said we hold Nigeria to too much of a high standard. I'm not going to say anything negative because everything I said about Nigeria football in 2024, it turned out to be pretty accurate actually. We started the year off with the Africa Cup of Nations. Also, I said Nigeria was not going to win the Africa Cup of Nations. It turns out I was right. But it didn't take too much to actually make that prediction. We went to the Olympic Games for the Super Falcons. That was actually a very good achievement. And you look at the youth teams, the Falconets, the Flamingos couldn't get to the bronze medal game, which they did a couple of years ago, but it is what it is. Looking at it from a comprehensive package, I feel the Super Eagles carry a lot of weight. And because the Super Eagles carry a lot of weight, the Super Eagles actually had a setback. Even though they got to the final of the AFCON, they believed their own hype. They took that hype into the continuation of their World Cup qualification series. And now they are in jeopardy of missing out, which I already predicted in 2023. So, if you look at it from that perspective, that yes, they got to the AFCON final, but that's more or less short-term gratification for what is to be expected in 2025. And for the Super Falcons, you already see the squad is aging. Aziza Toshola, this is one of the very first times she won't be standing on the podiums for winning the African Footballer of the Year award. You look at what is the replacement in the team, the Super Falcons, how are they preparing? The coaching situation that lasted on back and forth before they brought in Madagu. The Super Eagles coaching situation that they announced the coach before the coach agreed to collect the job. But it's fine. Oh, you're long. We'll see. 2025 is another year.
So today, what are your expectations for Nigerian football coming into 2025?
I'm actually quite optimistic. I've always maintained that, first of all, the Super Eagles are a tournament team. So the fact that there's an AFCON in 2025 will give us another opportunity to unite behind our team and get over the sorrow of not qualifying for the World Cup, because we are not qualifying for the World Cup at this point. I have to give Tosi credit for predicting it at when I could not see it. Now it doesn't look like we're going to do it. If we manage to do it, then it will be one of our biggest achievements in a long time. If we manage to qualify for the World Cup from where we stand right now. But yes, I think that from an AFCON perspective, if we can, you see the way everybody rallied behind the team in Ivory Coast, because there's tournament football just as it's the time for patriotism. Like, even if you hate your country, and even if you genuinely hate the country, your country is playing against another country in a tournament, there's something on the line. You will watch and naturally support. There's nothing you can do about that. So, and especially if they now start winning, if they were charged from the start, everybody like giving up. But like, if they can win and build a bit of momentum. So I think that the AFCON in Morocco gives an opportunity for it to be a great year if you can make it to the final of that one as well. Or semi-final is pretty much guaranteed for Nigeria at any AFCON anyway. We've only been to 4 AFCONs without getting to the semi-final. So like, semi-final is normal level for us. So if you can get there, I think it would have been a good year. Yeah, the World Cup qualifier as well, if you can comport ourselves with dignity. Even if we not qualify, the remaining games, let us at least hold our own. Let us compete. So if we not make it, let it be a case of, the bad start was too bad for us to overcome. Not that we just played rubbish throughout the entire qualifying process. So from a Super Eagles perspective, I think that there's a possibility that it can actually be a good year. Other than that, the Super Falcons will do what the Super Falcons do. Best team in Africa for a while, even though the decline is noticeable, but they are so far ahead of the rest of the competition that even with their decline, even with the team aging, as Tosin said, they are still the best team in Africa. So I think that they are also going to have a good year. So I'm actually quite optimistic. Again, I mentioned the 2024-25 NPFL season that is already halfway through. It will finish in 2025. So I think that we are in for another great season. The title, this league season might have a new winner. I think Remo Stars are going to do that. So Nigerian football is looking pretty healthy for 2025. It's not going to be a remarkable improvement on whatever we have. I think it's just going to be marginal improvement, but I think that it's still going to be a good year for Nigerian football. I'm choosing to be optimistic. Of course, we are all Nigerians and we know that everything I said can possibly go wrong. In Nigeria, hope for the best but prepare for the worst. The worst possible thing that can happen in every situation will happen in 3 different ways as far as Nigeria is concerned. So prepare for that. There is always some BS around the corner. But other than that, I'm optimistic and I hope that we can all be happy with Nigerian football in 2025.
Tosi, you were not really impressed with Nigerian football the year 2024. So what are your expectations coming into 2025?
More pain. Get ready for more pain in 2025. And obviously, let me start with a lighter note. The Super Falcons at the Africa Women's Cup of Nations, they have a chance. I think there was a time whereby the Super Falcons were so ahead of their rivals and competitors on the African continent. And over the last couple of editions, the final in 2022, South Africa on penalties, the final in the semi-final against Morocco, and we lost to Zambia in the fourth place game, which was our last edition. So we've already shown weakness, and given the fact that some of the new players would take a little bit of time to progress, can the Super Falcons win the African Women's Cup of Nations? They can. I'm not picking them to do it anyway. Let's go to the under-20, the under-17 men's team, which are the Golden Eagles. Expect the same team, mediocrity. Can continue with that one. There's another under-17 tournament now. Given the fact that the under-17 women's tournament is back-to-back, maybe you can see some joy in that one, Sha. But to the item A, which is Super Eagles World Cup qualification, zero your mind. Zero your mind. Close your eyes. It's the hope that will kill you. You understand? Take away the hope. first, as you are entering this 2025, take the hope, cut it away, and expect the super. And in fact, I think it's going to be a very good cleansing program for the Super Eagles and Nigerian football fans. When you miss 2022 FIFA World Cup and you miss 2026 FIFA World Cup, then you understand that qualifying for the FIFA World Cup is not your birthright. 1. 2, God has nothing to do with it. You understand? I think that's the lesson for 2025. Because when you have that football administrator saying God is in God's hand, when you miss 2 editions, you know it's not in God's hand. You need to prepare, you need to work hard, you need to put things in place to make sure that your football is ascending at the right level. And since we do not have that, we will pay the price for it in 2025.
Well, Tosin is of the opinion that Nigerians should abandon all hope, that 2024 was not really a good year and it doesn't expect it to be better come 2025. While Tunde is of the opinion that Nigerian football in 2024 was okay, but it's going to be better come 2025. What are your thoughts about this in the comments? Let us know. My name is T and this is Crossfire, brought to you by LifeScore Bet.